He did more for blacks than Abe Lincoln. I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is just what I think. I don't think Abe Lincoln gave a damn about the slaves. I don't think he did. I think, like any war, it was pure economics. Just like any war, it was just it's an economical thing. The South wanted to use the slavery, you know, to be lazy pretty much and do what they're doing now. You know, have a whole financial system built up off of slaves, which they're still doing today, right here in America. It's called the jail system. The jail system is modern day slavery. That's why cops are paid to go out and make false arrests. Abraham Lincoln lived and died. He fixed the slaves and they put him in the five. I don't know what all that means. Are you rapping? Was he the fifth president? I don't know. But like I said, I don't really think Abe cared about the slaves. I think he cared about, elections and economics. That's what I think. But I could be wrong. I haven't done much studying on Abe Lincoln other than what is commonly known about him. A penny saved is a penny earned. You know, that he freed the slaves or, you know, I don't know. But I will say that old Bubba did a lot for black people. Back in the back in 2020 and along there, So Bill Clinton, you know, played the sax, lived in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Had enough women. I mean, Bill Clinton. I don't think he cared about black people, but while Bill Clinton was in, the unemployment rate was low. I mean, it was great until he left and then Bush took over, and then it was just terrible. But yeah, it was just great. But none of these presidents are in control. We know the Jewish banking system are the ones that are in control. This is why the popular vote doesn't matter. The popular vote is just thrown out the window, Or some of these presidents who've been president would have never been there. Donald Trump wouldn't have never been president if it was. I mean, Hillary Clinton would have been the first woman in office if it was up to the people. It's not up to the people. It's up to the delegates and super delegates. They speak for all of us, and it's only up to a handful of people who wins the presidency. So the whole system is just broken anyway. But nonetheless, and Donald Trump said that, I was just like, I don't know, buddy, bro. I don't know if you did more for blacks than any other president. I'm going to go ahead and say no, because John Hayes was a black man. Also, and he was the first president, but he wasn't the first president under the Constitution. First president under the Constitution was George Washington and his wooden teeth. Uh, but also, Obama. I mean, you're saying you did more for black people than Obama did? I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, so let's look at when Trump went into presidency. I mean, he's known as a white supremacist. This is how we look at Donald Trump. We don't think Trump is for black people. Trump talks about how he struggled. His father gave him $1 million to go ahead and invest. Trump is so far removed from black people. I mean, it's just there is no relation between black people and Donald Trump whatsoever. At least Bill Clinton lived almost among us. But Bill was a crook too. But I mean, come on. We could almost relate to Bill Clinton. We knew he was a crook. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Danny Williams, come on. All right, if you don't know who Danny Williams is, look him up. It's Bill Clinton's son, that he won't claim. Now, we knew Bubba wasn't no good, but he was a good president. He just wasn't no good outside of that. But we didn't care about that. We wanted to know, can we go to work and make money? So this is what, our current day 45 is saying, hey, I'm doing good for the economy. But the problem, 45, is when you got into office, when you walked into office, 45, do you think that the 40 million black people that live here in America celebrated? What is the amount that you think celebrated your ascension onto the throne? I'm going to say that it was not even 10% of them, black America. I ain't going to say 10% of black America was like, yes, Donald Trump is on the throne. I don't know that one person in my hood that was like, yes, Donald Trump. I don't know that one black person, other than this couple people you see on, the internet. But I personally know not one person that is, all right, Donald Trump. Yeah, Donald Trump. And there's nobody in this neighborhood that I know of. Listen, I've never seen a Make America Great hat in person on a black person. I don't think I've ever seen one, period. But I don't get out much anymore. But I've never seen one. Never seen one. And it's a terrible thing to wear one now. But I've never seen one. But what 45 did was he told the police, who is our natural enemy, it's like lions and hyenas. He told the police that when they arrest people and, they kindly put their head down and put them into the car or the van, you don't have to be nice to them. So let's think about this, 45, before you go and pat yourself on the back to try to get the black votes. Have there been more police violence since you've been in office or less police violence? Because that's where the rubber meets the road. Yeah, the economy wasn't doing too bad when you got in. You didn't work in, Alan Greenspan the economy, 45. That's not what you did, Trump. You didn't come in after, Junior Bush left the economy in a complete wreck and sucked all the money out of the system where gas was $4 plus. Now, you didn't come in the economy and it was just trash. Unemployment rate was high. You know what I'm saying? It was just what George Bush and Dick Cheney did to America was so foul. I mean, we're not even going to talk about the 3,000 people that died by their hand and more in all these goofy wars. But what they did was just so foul. And it was so blatant. It was so right in your face. We're just going to suck the money out of America. We're just going to steal billions of dollars. That's what George Bush and Dick Cheney did. Halliburton, or Halliburton, or whatever. I mean, they are the corruptest of the corrupt. When people talk about evil, they're talking about George Bush and Dick Cheney. When you want to see just evil, they are evil in my eyes. I don't care what nobody says. Those are some evil people right there. But 45, hey, when you came in to office, the office wasn't terrible. Wasn't terrible. The unemployment rate wasn't terrible. You came in at a good time because Obama had everything humming. He was trying to get the deficit down and everything. Obama had everything like, let's go. So to say that you did all that work, 45, you didn't. Sorry, bro. It's not going to happen. You didn't. And then you set your gangsters, as everybody is really figuring out. The police are a large gang member. And they even say that they're a gang. You know what I'm saying? They are the biggest gang in America, probably in the world. The police department, they have gangs within their gangs. We know they're a gang. This is why you can't get any justice from them. You can't get no justice for them. Anybody who can run up in your house, shoot. Oh, he's on a $5 bill. Thank you for clearing that up. Shoot Breonna Taylor 28 times and not get arrested. Not one arrest was made. Darren Wilson, 3 times they tried to get him, nothing. No accountability. Can just come in your house and murder your woman. And it's your fault. If that ain't the most devastating, uh, uh, I mean, it had to be an initiation or something. Go kill a black woman, you can be in our gang. Go kill a black person. And we know that they do this. The LA police have been known to do this. Their initiation, what the one gang that they have where they have the tattoo of the Nazi, and he's in fire holding an AK-47. They got that tattoo on him. Yeah, they're all gang members, and they're all deputy gang members. The police are gang members. I mean, just fathom that. Just try to, and their initiation 45, you ain't did nothing. The police department is getting cleaned up because Americans of all color, county, creed, race are sick of being mistreated, because we know that the jail system has, and the political system has let them run afoul for just way too long. We know that they were wrongly accusing people and then throwing them in jail, taking their car, charging them. I mean, the bond, the whole, you go to jail and then you have to bond out. It's robbery, is what it is. The whole system is built up on theft. The police can take your money. If you're holding large amounts of cash and you're traveling on the highway, the police can just stop you, see if you have a large amount of cash, and then seize your cash and then claim that this money is being used for drug money. They can do this without any proof. And if you try to fight to get it back, they'll say, go ahead, try to fight to get it back. You'll spend more money on a lawyer. That is the very definition of theft. They can just take your money and then be like, what you gonna do about it? Then you got to go to some county way out in the middle of nowhere just to try to get your money back, and then they give you a hard time, run you through the system. Listen, we're tired of it. It is 100% theft. And the police have been doing this. They are a gang member. They're ran like the cartel. The cartel stop people who are traveling on roads and say, you have to pay us to get past this road. The police do the same thing. If you're driving a nice car, they see you in a Lambo or something like that, they pull you over for absolutely no reason. And they've been known to do this. They pulled a guy over for no reason, said that he was smoking weed, and he had no weed in his car. They said that someone said he was smoking weed. It's like, yeah, I pulled you over because somebody said that you were smoking a bowl. It's like, wait, what? And then he looked in the back of the car and saw his son in the car and said, hey, does he have a seatbelt on? And gave him a ticket for the seatbelt. Didn't give him a ticket for smoking weed. Gave him a ticket for the seatbelt. So he stopped him on a lie and then looked for something to give him a ticket for because he was driving a Hellcat. and they know Hellcats are like 90,000 and up. You can get a cheaper one now, but if you get a new one, a red eye, 90 G's. So I'm just saying the system's messed up. The policing system, they're not really policing. There has to be law. There has to be some kind of order. There has to be punishment for breaking the law. But if that punishment isn't ubiquitous, if that punishment is only for the citizens and not for the police, then what are we doing? We're giving money. Listen, we pay taxes for the police to protect us, but that's not what's happening. The police are stealing from us. Listen, if they give you a ticket and you know the ticket said that you had a gun, this is what we're seeing a lot of now. Somebody said that you had a gun. And, so they do the whole get out the car, back up to us, blah, blah, blah. And then it's completely not true. They search your car, you know, yada, yada, yada. If there is not a call that's been recorded, then the police were, uh, then the police are in the wrong, and the police should be sued for that because it's a lie. It was a lie. You can't do that. Or some of the police say, "I'm stopping you because of suspicious activity." Suspicious activity is not a law. What law is that? Show me that in the Ohio Revised Code. Show me that in any code. Suspicion is not a law. But they can stop you under suspicion and say, "Hey, let me see your ID. Why are you investigating me?" And if you're driving, they can stop you and say, "You look suspicious. Let me see your ID." And if you refuse, then they pull out the gun and shoot you. You're like, "No, I'm not going to show you my ID. I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting here in my car." And what I'm saying sounds crazy, but we've seen video after video after video of the police shooting people who did absolutely nothing wrong. Like the one guy was sitting in a parking lot. I think it was like a Walmart or a Target parking lot. He was just sitting there. He was homeless, I think, but he was sitting there in his. He had a Chevy Suburban. He had a big old Suburban, and he was just sitting there. And the police rolled up on him, was like knocking on a window, and he didn't want to roll the window down because he's afraid of the police. He's afraid he's gonna die. And he was like, "What?" And they was like, "Roll the window down." He was like, "No, what did I do? I'm just sitting here." They was like, "Roll the window down," and started threatening him. But he did absolutely nothing wrong. And then they tried to say he was trespassing because he was sitting on private property. But then they tried to say they had a call about, somebody sitting on private. It was in the middle of the night. There was nobody there. Nobody called and said, "Hey, this guy is sitting in a parking lot by himself, absolutely minding his own damn business. And, this is a crime." Then they wanted him to get out the car and said, "Get out the car." And he was just like, and then they said, "If you don't get out the car, we're going to remove you out the car." Why all of the aggression? This guy's sitting here minding his business. So the guy was just like, "I already know this is going to go south." He starts the car up, pulls out, he's driving away. The police shoot him through the car and kill him, and then say he came at them when he was driving the whole other way. The police are gang members, and number 45 knows and knew that. They're not here to protect everyone. And that's a damn shame because some cops actually want to do their job.